Hey, hi, I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for May 1st, 2025. So, we were going to leave right now to go to do our midday walk on the trail, but then it started sprinkling, so I'm kind of like waiting for it to pass. It didn't show anything on the weather report for rain, but sometimes a little sprinkles. But when I was talking to the neighbor out there, it was starting to come down, so we came inside. So I'm just basically waiting for that. My plants are doing so good out there, and you know what? I kind of do hope it rains because that rainwater. It seemed like the day after it rained, the plants got strong or something. I think there's chemical in this water here. I don't know. I don't drink it. There's a water machine up the road, and I fill up a 5-gallon jug, and I just bring it here. When it runs out, I go back there, I refill it. But yeah, I hope it does rain a little bit. I did get the swimming pool from the little shed I have, and I drilled a whole bunch of holes on the bottom of it. And then I carried back those heavy ass, the bags are heavy, the dirt bags. And if they're dry, I think it said if it's dry, it's like 14 pounds, but if it's wet, it's like 22 pounds. Those were heavy, and I had to carry 3 of them back there. So, I mean, I got them back there, but yesterday I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes in the swimming pool, and then I'm going to put some dirt in there. I still have 2 bags left, and I filled up the pool already because I transferred the squash and the tomatoes to the swimming pool. One on each side, like one on one side and one on the opposite side, because they're gonna fan out, like the squash. There was already a whole bunch of roots in the bucket. I poured all the rest of the dirt from the bucket too into the dirt, so that's the reason why it kind of got filled up. And same thing for the tomato plants. I was able to take one piece of the tomato plant from it though and put it in a little separate space, maybe just like like this far distance from the other plant. And I was gonna do it with the other ones, but then I got nervous that I was starting to rip the roots. So I said, oh, I don't want to traumatize the plant too much. So I just put it in there, but that thing is gonna grow good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get like a piece of rope or something. Well, there's a piece of rope out there. I don't know if I want to use that. I might. And then kind of have it so the tomato plants can climb the rope onto the separation fence I have there. It's a small fence. It's not like a fence around the whole property. It just kind of divides from that neighbor to this neighbor. There's one on each side. On that side, my trailer is right there. I wanted to kind of keep it out of the way so it doesn't look like an eyesore. You know what I mean? So it's parked in the back over there. And on this side, there's a separation. That's where the garden is. Like right beside the fence, there's my little shed right there. So there's kind of like a little corner right there. So I have all the plants right there, But yeah, like things are growing nicely. And then because I did it yesterday, I got worried. I was like, oh, today they're going to probably look kind of wilty. But no. I already see on the squash plants, there's 2 flowers budding. That means that there's going to be 2 pieces of squash going to grow right there. For the tomato, I didn't notice, but it looks really big and healthy and green. And that's what I wanted to see, because when I had it out here on the front when they were little, they were kind of getting yellow, like the leaves. So I was thinking, oh, that can't be good, So once I put it back there, and then I bought some plant food, and I'm still using the water that I made from organic substances, like old, clippings from the vegetable or whatever, I put it in there. But instead of pouring the whole thing into the watering can, because I'll use a watering can out there, and I'll kind of, I only put the bottle of stuff there, but all the stuff falls to the bottom. Here, I show you guys. So here's one of the bottles, right? This is the one I'm going to use tomorrow because I already used one today. So you see how it all falls to the bottom, right? So I try to pour out as much as I can without getting the bottom stuff into the watering can because it clogs up the holes. And then I'll come back in here. I used this one today. I'll come back here with that little stuff on the bottom, I'll fill it up to the top with water. And it's like I'm using it over and over again, the stuff, because it's working. It still smells funky. It smells terrible, that stuff. But that's like how organic wastes smell, you know what I mean? And so as long as I keep that little bit in there, I can keep pouring water in there and the water will kind of grow or, you know, whatever is in there. And I can use that water and mix it with the regular water, which is probably not as harsh as just putting water on there. Because I think that there's some kind of something, I think the chemicals in the water is it's not good. And on top of that, when it rains, it's real nice. Yes, Chica. Both of them are on the leash because we're about to go. I'm just waiting for this little sprinkle to pass. So, I mean, when I'm done here talking to you guys, I'm gonna start the car and we're gonna go. We'll be gone like an hour, you know, because we go to the place, walk around the whole trail and, you know, whatever. And then we just come back, you know. I've been trying to collect certain things from the grocers, from HEB, because of what's going on in the news and in the politics and in the country. I mean, we're going downhill. So I've been trying to collect things. I've been making my own bread, trying to grow these fruits and vegetables, you know, whatever, to prepare for, you know, the worst to come. You know, it's not breaking my bank or anything. I'm just picking up one thing here and there, you know, bringing here stuff that's non-perishable. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. Because I have a feeling that things aren't going to get any better unless something is done about that person who's kind of, you know, ruining the United States right now. So anyways, I don't want to talk about that stuff because it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. It's causing me a lot of stress and anxiety, and, you know, it makes me feel like, ugh. You know, that's why I'm just trying to keep myself busy. Work on the garden, mess with the dogs, do my readings, clean the house. I know, baby. She wants to come closer, but I don't have the rope right there. 1 second, babe. Anyways, I better go because she wants some loving. And I want her to know that, hey, we're going to go on a walk right now. Because she always wants to sit next to me now. You know, like, I don't know what she's thinking, but I know that she is getting stronger. Because she pulls on that leash and I'm just like, I just have to make sure that I'm training her like, hey, don't do that. Don't pull. Don't do these things. Because I need her to be obedient, you know. I'm trying to do with Brian too. He's a little bit easier on certain things. But I mean, I let him get away with a lot of stuff because he really doesn't do anything wrong. Except, you know, when he guards his food and he has that, but he won't, you know, he'll do that if I come close with food. But I can still bend down and get it. He won't do anything, you know. But I just don't like that, you know. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start the car and get us ready for our trip to the trail. I don't know, you know, sometimes I look on here, I feel like I don't look as big, and sometimes I do. But I'll tell you what, I'm already up to like 40 minutes on the machine. Because I feel like when I sit down, I feel like, I shouldn't be sitting. So I'll just get up and I'll get on that thing and I'll just do it and just watch TV and try not to pay attention to, am I getting tired or what, you know what I mean? So, I don't know if I mentioned it. I might have the other day, or maybe you see it on the videos anyways. Yeah, we went to Goliad. That was nice. This morning I was kind of looking, where is the closest beach? But you know what? The closest beach to here, if I were wanting to go in the water, is like an hour. Okay, but I'm okay to be that far from the beach, you know, because, you know, there's been times where the water has come up and people need flooding insurance. And I don't want to live that close to the beach, but I don't mind to take a little drive. I think though, but I am, you know, since it's not so sunny and blaring hot out there, it's still hot. I really do need to get the trailer in order and, I also need to get some, what do you call that? Armor all for the tires, because I don't know if I mentioned before, like I got the cleaner and I thought that was the stuff, the protectant, but it's not. So I can't forget, but I have to go and get the protectant for the tires. I also bought some stuff, some sort of rust remover or whatever stuff. I'm gonna have to, I want to put that around, you know, where the jack for the trailer, you know, because things are getting rusty. Things are getting rusty here. Even though we're an hour away from the beach, we're still this is still considered like island area. So it's like, you know, so there is a lot of sand in the, I have sand where I'm on sand right now. I have sand out in the front yard. Yes, there's grass there and everything, but below that is sand, you know, and so it's like sand dirt. You know, that's why I have to plant everything in its own little pot and its own little thing, you know, if I want to have the vegetables, you know. So I'm glad I found use for that little baby pool, though, because I was going to get ready to throw it out. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's not, I mean, I think I was reading somewhere that you have to have it 18 to 24 inches for certain vegetables. And the vegetables I have in there, it's just not enough depth, but there's space to grow sideways. So I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm just gonna see. It's all experimental, you know. But that's all I have. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for May 1st, 2025, and I'll talk to you guys next time.